In this video, I'm showing extra steps on how to remove the transmission plate on a RAV4 early 2000s and change out the sun gear as well as the clutch plates once you have the transmission is not shifting. At least mine wasn't shifting into third and fourth gear, and it wouldn't go in reverse. So this is how to access those transmission plates, and then I'll show you what I did to fix the situation. So once you get the wheel off, you can grab your impact or whatever tool you want, and you've got to remove quite a few of these bolts holding on the plate. That then once you get it off, you'll see the direct drive clutch is just, you're looking right at it once you pull that plate off. So and underneath that's going to be all your clutches. So once you are able to pull that plate off, you'll see on the inner side of that there's gasket sealer, and you'll want to get like a knife or something and go through and clean that all off, because you want to make sure there's a good seal once you reinstall this plate. So once you look back at the transmission also, you're going to have to clean up some of this sealer as well, the gasket maker. Just, same procedure, get a knife and kind of start cleaning off those bigger pieces of gasket maker. So there's two little holes that the actual plate of the transmission, and I'll show it here in a second, but the plate of the transmission has two tubes on it. You can see, I think it's for like recirculation of the fluid, but there's two little O-rings that you'll see me kind of touch right there, and those, make sure those are in there and that they're in good shape. Otherwise the fluid won't circulate like it needs to, and yeah, just make sure those are in there good and they're not cracked and bad or anything. So I put a picture here for you to look at the order of clutches and gears that this thing holds, so you can kind of pause it here and see the right order to put it back in. So I got my new sun gear that I'm going to show you here, and it came with its own little like spacer ring. I kind of voiced over this because I was talking a bunch of gibberish, but the sun gear itself only had two holes, and my spacer had four pegs, so I had to go in and cut off two of the pegs to make it work. But I mean, really easy thing to do. Just make sure not crack that spacer. That, and now I've got two left, so it'll fit in there now. And I think this is just a little bushing or something, not 100%. So yeah, I grabbed my sun gear here, and then I fit that newly cut spacer in there, and it worked great. So yeah. So here I'm going to show you that there's like a little bearing and a little plate that ride against the bearing that goes first, and that's just to make sure things are sliding really easily against that direct drive. Yeah, but you want to make sure and put the bearing down first and then the plate on top of that, and that the plate, or I guess it's a big O-ring, it's kind of facing those bearings so that it spins really easily. So I kind of go back in here and show you taking the snap ring off and pulling the clutch plates out, because in my other video, you may have noticed I put in the first clutch plate wrong. It was a little off on the alignment of the notches. So this is just showing taking the snap ring off and pulling them out and putting them back in the right way. So I'm showing you putting the snap ring back in, and it can be kind of hard, but as long as you get one end in first and then kind of work it around, it goes in. Just be careful not to accidentally slip off and like stab your clutches or anything. Well, if you can get them lined up, that would be critical. Let's see. So once you get all the clutches in and the snap ring, then you slip your sun gear over and kind of work it back and forth to let it slowly slip past each of the clutches, and it should just slide right in and finally seat. And I think you can just once you get your sun gear all seated and you feel confident with it, then grab your direct drive and slide it through and until it kind of goes in, and there's a little working it in, but not hard at all. So, and then just make sure it's spinning smoothly. In there. Might blow out. It's been sitting in the car getting all hot. It's like liquidy because it's been sitting in the car. Oh, oops. Messy job. Man. Once you get to the point of getting ready to put everything back together, make sure you put back your shift harness and this little sensor here. It's like a speed sensor or something, but it just slides in to that hole that you uninstalled it from, and it has a bolt to hold it in. But make sure you clean it off really good, because I'm pretty sure there's a magnet on it that picks up. So yeah, just tighten back down your bolts and you're good to go. Follow up to the video I made where I fixed the transmission on this RAV4. I'm driving this bad boy and that fixed it. So good news. If you've got this year model car and you know it's got a notoriously bad engine or transmission, and you know that the ECM has been under warranty and never got fixed, or you have something related to that, your clutch is probably shot. Clutches in the transmission are probably shot, and it's actually not that bad of a job. So moral of the story is, don't get rid of the thing. First off, don't take it to a dealer, because they want to quote like $4,000 to fix this car that's only worth maybe that. My car has like 70,000 miles on it, because someone let it sit once this problem started happening, and they must have driven it for a little ways, because the way those clutches looked, some of them were just completely gone. So anyway, I'm driving this car right now and it's doing so great. I've put probably 1,500 miles on it so far after fixing it. Do the work yourself if you can. It's not that hard. Just remember how you took stuff out and try to find a good deal on some clutches and some sun gears and the different parts you need from the video. Thanks.